What an absorbing day of Test match cricket. Exactly what Michael Atherton has just said. 310 for 5. The sun is shining. India's captain Shubman Gill is 114 not out. Could have gone anyway once Nitesh was out and India 5 down. As it is, Ravi Shastri, how do you see the day?
I think India will be pretty happy with it, though they'll know that they need to get another 150 runs from here, at least. And I think this partnership of 99 has bailed them out. They could have been in a spot of bother had England made further inroads once they were 211 for 5. But I thought the captain was superb today. It was a disciplined performance, very determined, and he looks solid.
How will England view today? Win the toss, bowl, 5 wickets.
Probably similar to day one at Headingley, to be honest. Probably a little bit more of a missed opportunity, because before the 99-run partnership between Gill and Jadeja, they were ahead of the game. When at Headingley first day, they never really got ahead. Flat again, but one thing Stokes has, not only because of his leadership, but because of results. 2 games now, he's stuck them in, but he has the bowling attack that believe in their captain. In the old days, if you're doing that and losing games, today the bowling attack might have gone skip again, really? We've got to go through it on a flat pitch. But actually, they believe in his decision-making. And he never stuck them in thinking, again, it's going to be a 300 all out. It's going to be maybe 350, and then we'll try and get ahead. So a tough day at the office, back-to-back bowling because they haven't changed their side. Cast limping off, but you cannot fault the efforts of that bowling attack yet again.
That's one thing for sure. If you're a bowler under Ben Stokes, you're going to do some bowling.
Yeah, and you're going to have to buy into it. But again, my point being is, if at the end of 5 days you're producing the results, that gives you a lot of satisfaction. They were excellent today. I can't think of a bowler that's walking off there today thinking, I wasn't at my best. Woakes in particular, Stuart Broad was talking about it in that last commentary stint. He was outstanding. Right from the first ball to the last ball, I thought Chris Woakes will bowl a lot worse than that and get a lot more wickets.
Keep an eye on Bryden Castle. He's had that bad toe injury. He's talking about getting it amputated not that long ago, and he was hobbling around a little bit. What about the captain? All of the noise coming into this game, a lot of pressure on him as India's Test captain, didn't go the right way up in Leeds. Who were they going to pick? They left Bumrah out. There must have been lots of conversations in the dressing room. Shubman Gill, the batsman, got his head switched on.
He just cut off everything around him. He just focused on his batting and did what he did at Leeds in that first innings. I thought he was superb today. Trusted his defence. I think he's learnt a lot in the last year or so. He knows what's required in England, and even today, his defence was first class. How late he played the ball. We know the shots that he has. He makes it look so easy on the eye, and some terrific pulls and drives today. And what was good to see was he was never in a hurry. He was very calm, composed, played at his own pace, even when wickets were falling around him. And I think a very determined effort. It augurs well for him as a captain as well. If you can take that responsibility, absorb the pressure, and then get back-to-back hundreds in England, I think is a great achievement.
Elegant power.
Yeah, and solid defence as well. One thing you always know about Indian batters that come over to England, they have a really good technique. He has got a really good technique. He's a very elegant player. I think it has helped him as a captain twice now, batting first and being stuck in, and your brain is not frazzled at all. Imagine being here, and we've seen here at times, England score at 4-5 runs and over. Your brain can get frazzled as a captain, and then you have to go out of bat. I think twice he's just had to concentrate on batting, nothing else really. He may have had the issue of Bumrah in the last couple of days. Definitely that would have been, I want Jasprit to play, how we're going to manage this, the press, and how he had to handle that yesterday. He sort of was intimating that Jasprit's not going to play, but trying to find a good reason for it, and there wasn't one. So that might have been on his mind. But when he went out there today as a batsman, that was all he had to do, think about batting, and he did it really well.
4 looks good for him. That position at number 4, big boots to fill, we keep saying that, but that sort of suits him as captain as well.
Yeah, I think some people are just like that. He looks like a natural number 3. He's doing what England have done with Joe Root. I've often thought you've had lesser players than Joe Root at number 3, and you've had your best player at number 4, and he looks like a natural number 3 to me, Shubman Gill. But the pressure of captaincy, and just also away from home, when the ball has moved around, he has been found wanting a little bit. So just to come in when the ball stops moving around, but I thought he was really composed today. It was old-fashioned batting. He had to get in, grind out a score, and then cash in the last session.
I think the biggest difference, Waddy, is that he's worked on his defense. When he last came to England, he was someone like Virat who played with hard hands, pushed at the ball. Now the top hand is in much more control. He allows the ball to come and hit the bat. He's trusting his defense, and then we know he has all the shots in the books. He's a lovely driver of the ball. He can pull as well. But just that little work on his defense has done a world of good.
Jadeja was composed.
Oh, he's solid.
We know we've got all the shots, and he kept him in the locker.
And he plays well in England. He's another, like Shubman Gill, what he's doing in this inning. Jadeja is one of those players in this batting lineup who plays the ball the latest. If you see it, he's always meeting it under his eyes. And again, good defense and a very handy man to have at that number.
Very handy young cricketer to have at the top of the order as well.
Superb. He's going to have a long future across formats. You said about powerful elegance. He is exactly the same. He can go offside, leg side. The only thing occasionally is he comes off that cut shot, but everything else he's got in his locker. He's just a wonderful talent. He's going to be a wonderful talent for a number of years. Against England, he has fantastic average, good memories against England, and now bossing it in England as well. So incredible talent. I think also he seems to be very level-headed. I don't think he'll let any of this go to him. I like the way he walked off today, 87, and you could tell he was fuming with himself. He saw a big 100 on the cards there.
Very hungry, and you can see at the start of every innings of his. When someone gets that many runs against a particular attack, he starts from scratch, innings after innings. I thought the tour of Australia did him a world of good. He's twice the player now as he comes to England. He got 100 there, he got a couple of 80s in Australia, hard tour, some spicy tracks. Here, some very good tracks, and he's not going to miss out. What I like is the way he starts.
I was speaking to Kumar, who obviously knows him well from Rajasthan Royals. He just says he's a lad that just... everything is about batting. Nothing else matters. You can maybe see that in his slip catching sometimes.
That's also what he said.
Yeah. But I've seen it. I've seen some of the warm-ups here. I think he may be out of that slip cordon, by the way. That may do him some good. But he just lives for batting.
He won't take things for granted. What's coming his way, where he's come from, he ain't taking it
for
granted.
He's not good. He's come up the hard way. He doesn't forget it. He's grateful for that, for getting the opportunity to play for the country. And he is ambitious. There's no doubt about that. Nas mentioned he's going to play for a decade, and he wants to go out there innings after innings and play the big innings. He's not someone satisfied with a 120 or an 80 or 90. He wants the big one. So, that's good. When you look at, these are two pillars of the Indian batting lineup, Gill and Jaiswal over the next decade.
Pant was a big wicket, and it was a beautiful bit of bowling and captaincy, as you highlighted from Ben Stokes.
Excellent. Just tinker with the field, play with the field a little bit, change your paces, change your line. Have your man in the deep in various positions, sort of build pressure, but also give the opportunity for Rishabh to play the big shot. I thought the captaincy from Stokes there was excellent, but also Bashir just keeping that line tight so he does find Crawley at long on. That was a fascinating, it often is when Rishabh's at the crease. I thought it was a fascinating period of play.
Let's jump out of that because we're joined, I'm delighted to say, and grateful for, Chris Woakes. How are you? How's the body? How's the day?
Yeah, I mean, it's tiring day, 21 sets. Makes you, I'm sure I'll feel it in the morning. But no, a good day. I mean, it felt like a day what could have been so different, really. I mean, a couple of decisions go our way early doors, and then all of a sudden it's 30 for 3, and you're looking at a completely different day ahead. But I thought we stuck to the task well. I feel like after lunch the surface seemed to just pretty flat, to be fair. Not much to work with. So we stuck at it well. A couple of wickets early in that last session, which we felt we could have then maybe just kicked on and got into the tail. But they played well. Credit to Shubman, batted very well, and obviously a great partnership with Ravi as well.
I think you should be speaking to the umpire a lot more. 3 umpires calls. If you chat him up a bit, they go your way.
It's trying,
3 more sticks. It's 5-4.
I was trying. Honestly,
I very rarely see you angry on the cricket field. I
saw you angry. I was thinking? I thought Stuart might have been here, and I was like, can you imagine what he was doing if that had happened to him?
Sorry, I'm going to relive some of the frustration from this morning because you did get a bit frustrated. Understandably so. This is not criticism, but it was you were busting your gut, and it just wasn't quite happening for you.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, umpiring decisions, they either go your way or they don't, and umpires calls theirs for a reason, I suppose. When there's a little bit of doubt there, it goes their way. But it's just a frustrating day because those wickets do go your way, and it just looks completely different. As I said, 30 for 3, and you know, you're into the middle order when the ball's still hard and new, and you feel like you got a real sniff. So, you know, just the way it goes.
Brody said he got fined for turning around to an umpire that gave a couple of decisions against him. You know, you can put your finger up because that's how you get them out. You're too nice for that.
I don't know, we had a couple of conversations, put it that way, but it was all in jest, I think. But obviously, when your emotions are running high, as we know, I think, you know, you probably say some things you probably don't always mean, but I think we're on good terms.
Good. Right. Can I talk to you about the lengths today? Because you know this pitch exceptionally well. I'm going to show you this to the right-handers. Just going to pause it there, and then I'll show you where it goes. That length there, oh, yeah. Wrong one. That length there, going, what is going on with this?
Come on, Ward.
Oh, well, it's not drawing. It's not drawing. Anyway, that length there, only going at 16. But if I roll it on, you want to, I guess, attack the top of off stump, and you did.
Yeah, exactly that. I think, you know, I have bowled a lot here, but I think you obviously assess the wicket early doors, and I think here you want it to be full enough not to get driven, but still be obviously challenging that forward defence. And I felt there was a little bit of invariable bounce at times, obviously early on, but it just felt like the stumps were in play. That's the way it felt most of the day, especially early on. I felt like my dismissals were going to be LBW or bowled, so I was trying to attack that as much as possible.
Two good tracks, Leeds and here at Edgbaston. How's it different, pace-wise?
I mean, I suppose they're not too far apart, really. I mean, there's two good batting surfaces. Today it just felt a little bit easier paced, I'd say, especially after lunch. It felt like it was easier paced for the batsmen, especially once they got in. Shubman, you know, I can't remember a chance, really, and, you know, we didn't go past his edge too many times. So it just felt like an easy pace, especially once you got in. It felt hard work for us, to be fair.
You often get pigeonholed and labelled as cricketers. Your latest labelling is someone who gets better for the run out, gets better every time you play. Firstly, do you agree with that? And secondly, why do you think that is the case from maybe first innings Headingley to how you're bowling here?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't always been the case. I mean, it has been the case the last couple of years, and I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but like you say, it then becomes a theme and gets talked about a little bit more. I'm definitely a guy that needs overs under his belt. I felt like I had enough really coming into the series, but I tell you what, playing county cricket and Lions cricket, you know, there's nothing that replicates Test cricket. And once you get out there and you're in the thick of it, and there's the pressure and the scrutiny and everything that goes with it, you know, and you put the pressure on yourself to perform. Sometimes you're not always going to get it right, and we aren't. You know, everyone wants you to take wickets, score runs, score 4s and 6s, and not get out. And you know, it doesn't work like that, does it? We know the game. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. It weren't great in the first innings at Leeds, but better as the game went on. I felt like I bowled well today, and you know, unfortunately, I feel like I deserve a bit more, but that's the way the game goes.
Most important and final question: why the white sock? Why the black sock?
No, that was one sock change at tea, and I just saw some black pair, so I just quickly grabbed it and put it on. So
appreciate your time.
Nothing superstitious.
Appreciate your time. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much
guys.
indeed.
Thanks.
What's key for England tomorrow then? The new ball has been taken. It's only 5 overs old. Is that key, or does that come onto the bat nicely?
I think it's more key and eyes are on India. There was no reason at all at Leeds they should have lost 7 for 41 and 6 for 31. Whatever you say about England's bowling and tongue going through the tail or whatever, there was no reason for that to happen on an absolute road of a surface. They've changed it. They've virtually completely changed it. They've brought a batting all-rounder in who's already got a duck. Washington Sundar can bat, as you know. He's a proper batter. He's like Jadeja. So that gives them another second spin option. As Ravi said, on this flat pitch, they need to get that up to 450. So my eyes are on India tomorrow. Can they make up for the mistakes they made at Headingley?
450, 500 on that, surely, plus.
They need that first session where they don't lose more than a wicket at the most. If that happens, then they can get past that 450 and then entertain whatever thoughts are there. England know that if they get a couple of wickets tomorrow in the first hour of play, you know, they have a great chance of restricting India even under 425, 400.